Oh, hello, SHL. We're back again. Too long didn't listen. Number 6. I'm Rich.
And I'm Akamai.
And hello again, if you're a return listener, Clardy.
Thanks for being our one sole static listener.
Right, and of course, anybody else, which I don't honestly even know who listens. But so yeah, this week we're in the off season. I guess we were last week too. But so yeah, there's not like a ton going on in terms of things that we kind of want to talk about, but there's a few things. So let's see. So the first thing, and this has been going on for a couple days. It's not like it didn't all happen at once, but over the course of kind of this off season so far, we've had a bunch of GM changes, like co's and so on, stepping down and being named and so forth. So we're going to kind of go over those, or the ones that we know about, because they're. I don't know if we'll miss any. I think we've got them all. But anyway, let's just start with Seattle, I guess. Did we talk about any of these in previous episodes? I feel like we might have. I mean, I know we talked about Leafs, but
we touched on some of them. I think we touched on the step downs, but not the step ups.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just do them all then, I guess. Gifter Bikes in Seattle step down, and we got a new GM there in Abdeezy, and then 701 is Co. I don't really know. I don't know Gifter Bikes at all, really. Same with Abdeezy. I only know 701 like a little bit from seeing him around, and I wouldn't even really say I know him. Just he's probably, I would say, a little more has a little more of a presence on the forum than Abdeezy, I think, for me anyway. But anyway, so yeah, there's Seattle's changes. Do you have any comments? I guess I don't really have a whole lot to say there.
I'm really sad about this one. One of the reasons I actually recommended Seattle to a lot of new rookies who were questioning teams was I had a really, really pleasant pre-draft experience with Gifter Bikes specifically. He actually really wanted to take me at 6th overall, and I ended up persuading him to let me fall to New England at 7th overall. But he was really, really sweet about the whole deal. And I had offered to him, I said, you've been so nice. If you want to take me and then sort of make New England pay for me in that sense, like, that's fine. And if, like, I'm happy to try Seattle if you guys really, really need me. But I'd like you to consider taking somebody else. And they ended up making some movement based on that so that I could fall to New England, which was really, really nice of them. But he and I had a really good conversation back and forth through PMs. I don't know how many people know this about him, but he likes to write. I guess he writes original fiction.
Oh yeah, I did know that much.
Yeah, so he's so we had a nice conversation about that. So yeah, so I've also heard really good things from him from some of the people who have gone to Seattle that I know a little bit better. He's really pleasant to be around. And it seems like the league as a whole really has a lot of respect for him. And I think he was also behind Leafs. I think he was the next longest tenured GM. Is that right?
I couldn't say, but that sounds right, because I know he's been one for a while.
I think so. So yeah, so he really was sort of the face of the franchise there in Seattle.
That's true. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
So yeah, so I think just for the league as a whole, I hope that even though he's not GMing anymore, he continues to stay active. Because I think if he doesn't, that's a big hole. The league will really miss him if that happens. So I'm hoping it's just a scale back and he's gonna, really focus on his player and have some enjoyment of the site without the pressure of employment, unpaid employment to boot. But yeah, I'm sad about the change, and it's not. I don't know Abdeezy really at all, and I don't know 701 that much either, though, like you, we've interacted on the forums a couple of times, but nothing in depth. So, not a knock against either of them. I'm just really disappointed because I liked Gifter of Bikes a lot. I still do. I have a lot of respect for him. So for me, um, that's a sad change. I'm sad to see him step down and out of the position.
Okay. Okay, so in this one, next we got Winnipeg, which we kind of already talked about, and I don't really have anything new to add, but yep, Leafs has stepped down, which is kind of a big deal. And then we've got Atlas and Nereus taking over there. And I guess what I had said last time, and there's really no change to this, is that I don't really know either of them well enough to be like, yeah, this is awesome, or no, this is terrible. It's just, yeah, change.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I think I touched on this last time too, but um, I think I think Leafs made a good decision to step down. I feel like he kind of sensed that it was sort of time, and I'm glad that um, I'm really glad that he made the transfer when he felt like it was the right call instead of waiting until he was already inactive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I'm hoping that some of the new younger guys who are coming in will really be able to sort of promote Winnipeg. The one thing that I'm a little bit disappointed about is I was actually really kind of hoping for a Winnipeg rebrand. Um, I think their brand, and I talked about this a little. I don't think I talked about on the podcast as much, but I talked about this in small groups with some other people. So you may have heard it from me before, but I think that Winnipeg is one of the weakest overall brands on the site. And I think it's a shame that they're keeping um, the canned Jets NHL brand instead of switching to something newer, younger, fresher. And we did actually, the Sunday Fun Day, I think it was Jay's idea. We did the rebrand one where players could submit a rebrand for Winnipeg. And there was so much creativity involved in that, and some of them were really, really cool. So I'm a little bit disappointed just because I feel like it's a bit of a lost opportunity from a brand perspective, that the new team coming in did not do something with that. So, and maybe it's a good decision. Maybe they want to say, hey, we're not trying to be replacements for Leafs. We are gonna like keep honoring his legacy in Winnipeg and doing things the way he's been running the show. Um, so maybe it's like a confidence booster for the existing team, but I don't know. I really would have liked to see something fresher from Winnipeg. I
Yeah.
sound like I sound like a cookie show snob.
It's
um,
it's a tricky situation though. I think just the I don't know. I would be really hesitant to rebrand a team like Winnipeg just because of the history and Leafs kind of legacy there. But at the
yeah,
same time,
yeah.
yeah,
And then if the rebrand isn't successful, like what do you do? And
yeah,
yeah,
it's a really like a fine line you have to walk there, and it's almost not worth trying to walk it because it's so tricky and such a balancing act with a franchise like that. But
yeah, it's tough.
so yeah, let's keep knocking them out here. Texas, of course, Allen's staying on, but we had BBP step down and Alex get named as co. Again, I don't really know BBP or Alex at all. I really like Allen, so I guess I trust his judgment. But it doesn't. This doesn't kind of change anything for me as far as like, because I don't know. I don't know either of these two people well enough. So yeah,
I also think co to co, unless you have a co who's really super active and like is a big forceful personality, I think co to co changes are also generally smaller than co up to GM or sort of GM out transitions. So I think I've only interacted through doing stuff for them. Actually, I've only interacted with BBP and Alex for BBP for PT grading and Alex for updates. I think, was he on Halifax or Detroit? I think he was on Halifax.
I think so. Sounds right.
Yeah, so but he was like perfectly polite, and that's as we all know, that's my minimum bar. So he passed. But yeah, I don't know. It sounds like some of the rookies that I know him better than I do, and say that he's been in the rookie Discord a couple of times, but he's not very active in there. Um, So yeah, so I don't feel like it's an enormous like, wow, that changes Texas. That's sort of a neutral for me. I don't know either of them well enough to say yay or nay.
Yeah. Okay, so it's Portland. This one's a kind of, I don't know, a weird one, I guess. So we had JP was the GM there since the expansion, and now he decided he's going to step down, and then they named Cuffy the new GM. And this one to me is kind of, I mean, I don't know Cuffy, but JP at the beginning of the expansion felt like he was doing it right. He was, everything was kind of in place, and he was going to build a successful team there. Everything looked really good in the beginning, and then the tampering thing happened, and it just kind of all fell apart, and there was no recovery. And it seemed a little bit like he was kind of defeated by it. And of course, I think his activity dropped off as well, which didn't help. But yeah, so Cuffy's taken over there, and hopefully he does, I don't want to say does a better job, I guess has better luck than JP did.
Yeah, this is a really weird one to me because the other thing about it is on the surface it's a fairly normal transition. You have a GM step down and you have his co come in and replace him, and then his co is gonna choose a new hire at some point. But his co is not active. Cuffy's not active on site. So it's weird to me that you have somebody who knows his activity levels have dropped, and that's why he's choosing to step down. Um, to to go ahead and have the league hire his co, that seems really strange to me because I feel like if you're JP, if you wanted your co in the spot, couldn't you have just brought your co into the spot? So I feel like JP handing the decision off to the league was almost like, a polite, hey, my co isn't very active and I don't have any active locker room people who I would recommend. So the fact that Cuffy would come back even semi-active and the league would decide to put him in the spot, that just it's I hope it goes well. I hope I'm totally wrong on this. I hope everybody proves me wrong. Cuffy's great, makes a lot of good moves for Portland, brings them up, and everyone forgets they're an active team. They're a expansion team, excuse me. But do I see that happening? No, I just don't. So I'm really nervous for Portland. I hope that actually they've had some really good draft picks. I think especially with these rookies coming up. I think Tommen was one of their. Is Tommen one of theirs, or did he go to? I don't remember. But in any case, I was looking at some of their draft picks. I know for a fact they took Tweedledum, and I think he's going to be great over there. So I'm hoping that they sort of get a chance to have a really clean slate, fresh start, and that some of the rookies actually end up stepping into managerial spots. And I think it's a strong rookie class to be able to do that. I think the timing is good for that. But I don't know. I'm sort of nervous for the health of Portland as an organization with them essentially having two people whose activity level is low in a row. I feel like they're in for some kind of rough times because I think to me, it's not just the activity level that matters to like keeping your players active and stuff, but it's more than that. It means you don't really know what the situation is in terms of trades. You don't really know what's going on in terms of like who's had what personality on site. So I think it's gonna be difficult. I think expansion teams particularly are in a position where they need somebody really charismatic to come out and run it right away. And I think after the tampering issue, Portland sort of lost their chance to do that. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm really hoping I'm wrong and they turn it around and it all goes great for them. But um, I don't see them having a lot more success unless they bring in a who is tremendously active. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there.
Yeah, I think there's possibilities, especially when you look at the potential co-GMs. There's some possibilities they could do something interesting, and I hope it works out, but who knows?
Yep.
So then in Minnesota, we had America step down and retire his player, and they chose, or Argar chose Baylor as his new co, which I love. I love that pick. I'm a big fan of Baylor Swift. I think he's a really good guy. Yeah, and a solid player. And he's doing. I believe he's doing Peace Corps work right now in Ghana. Is that right?
Ghana. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Which is awesome. Respect.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit. He was one of the new PT team hires. So we talked. I ended up talking to him a little bit in the PT team area. But it sounds like he's teaching English over there, and he's really enjoying it. Nice. Glad to be back in the land of the 3G. So yeah, it sounds like he's still doing stuff from mostly mobile. So I hope that maybe I'm wrong, but maybe I just read it wrong. But I hope that he's able to be really active, and he seems like a great guy just from interacting with him so far. So I'm really optimistic about that choice. I think Argar made a really good decision.
Yeah, I agree. I'm Minnesota's updater actually, and he's been updating regularly and keeping up. There's he's missed a few, a week here and there of activity checks, I think, and training maybe. I forget. I think I've noticed a couple of missed weeks, but he's been keeping up quite well, considering, I would say.
That's good.
Yeah, so I think that's a really, really good pick for co there. Wes Kendall is the other one. Had another co change there. Oates, former Knight, stepped down, and they got Jamie taking the new co spot with Bojo. I really like Oates, and I was kind of bummed to hear that he's feels too busy to keep up with his co-duties. So I was a little sad there, but Jamie seems good. I didn't talk to her too much while I was there in West Kendall for that one season, but she seems all right. So I don't really have I'm not West Kendall's terrible now without Ote. No change. Doesn't affect my opinion of them at all.
Yeah, I think it's maybe a loose positive for me, just because I think I have not interacted that much with Oates. I don't know them very well. Even within the Kelowna, right now in Kelowna, we have a very, very active Discord between the rookies and the alums. And he lurks occasionally, but he doesn't really contribute, or I don't know. I don't want him to feel unwelcome. I hope he feels welcome, but
it's a culture change for sure from what Kelowna has. And I feel it too at this point, and I'm not that far removed either. Just feeling a little bit removed from the team, since this is I still consider the last season still kind of my generation of players in terms of players that I helped to bring in. But now this new group, I feel like I'm not as connected to. So I definitely kind of feel, I think I feel similar to how he feels.
Yeah. So I think it's tough to stay active when stuff like that is going on. And of course, like obviously life comes first, so you do what you do.
Yeah.
But I've liked Jamie from Brief Interactions on the forums. I like her sense of humor. I think she's really funny. Um, but sometimes a little too edgy for me, but I'm very soft. That's why I'm in New England, so you know, it is what it is. But I think it's a good choice. I think it's a very sort of suitable Wes Kendall choice. And I like Wes Kendall a lot. I have a lot of respect for the team. So I'm happy. You know, I think it's a good call.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a fine choice. So then, uh, Los Angeles. Sorry. um, Ragnar had some personal stuff going on, so he had to step down from actually both his. Actually, didn't we talk about this? We already talked about this. I think maybe a week or two ago, probably 2 weeks ago.
I
Not
thought we
about
talked
him.
about Leafs, but
Not
not about
not about
Rags.
him. No, not about him stepping down as co, but about him having to kind of go away from the site because of personal stuff. I thought we mentioned it. But
We
at any
might
rate,
have. God knows I have a memory of a goldfish, so who knows?
well, yeah, I don't remember either. I feel pretty sure we did, because at the time it was like kind of a big deal because he was he was one of the
Yeah, yeah, it's a big change. It's a
commissioners.
big
Yeah.
change for the league for sure.
So yeah, so he had to step back from the site, which of course means, and I had actually forgotten that he was LA's co, which I guess he was, and I didn't realize.
That's the
Um,
sign that you need to step out of the co-role, right? Poor
well,
guy.
yeah, yeah. So, and they don't have a co replacement yet, but maybe soon. We still got a bit off season left. I know West, he's a capable GM, so I don't know if he necessarily needs one. But and I know other teams haven't had one or haven't had co's in the past, like of course Leafs, and I'm sure there's other cases, but I can't think of any off the top of my head right now. But yeah, so we're kind of waiting on that. It's a bummer for Ragnar, but that's real life, I guess, unfortunately.
I think it'll be interesting to see who um, ends up being named a co. I
Yeah.
think I think I'll probably reserve judgment on how the changes until then. There's some guys in LA I really like. I have so much respect for Bishop. We came in to the same draft class together, and I think Bishop had talked a bit when, because I think for our draft class, the mock drafts had Bishop going to Buffalo at one point, and he talked a little bit about how it might be nice to sort of step up to it and take a managerial role. So I would really like to see him get the chance to do that for LAP. I think he's a really good guy, and I'd like to see him get the chance to run some things. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Um, I
Yeah, they
think
definitely have.
Crutchfield, just from like a team personality fit, might also be really good
Yeah,
for
that
them.
was the other one I was going to mention. I think Crutch has a
Yeah,
lot on his plate already, though. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for him, but I don't know if he would want to. But I know he's got like 2 or 3 jobs on the site already. So, but yeah, I think he would be a good choice too. Yeah, those are the first two that kind of really jump out to me. Bishop and Crutch would be good choices, I think. I'm sure there's other guys on the team that I don't really know. A lot of those guys are actually not a lot. Have like GM spots in. Actually, Crutch, yeah, is a co-GM of St. Louis, isn't he?
is he?
I
He
think
might be.
so, or maybe was.
Did he get Did he get named to something? Maybe that's what I was thinking he would be given a position. I don't remember.
Oh yeah,
Um,
but they've got like a bunch of GM slash co-GMs in the SMJHL on their roster currently, so
they do,
they have
yeah.
some choices. But then I feel like that's going to make some. I don't know if yeah, that's just more movement in the SMJHL then, which I don't know if they would want to necessarily give up those spots. But then again, if you're on your SHL team and they ask you to be the co, would you say no because you want to stay in the SMJHL? Probably not. I don't know. So I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. There's
Yeah, I think it's an interesting situation there. I think they have a lot of choices. So it'll be cool to see what they end up going with, I think.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I got really excited earlier because I saw the announcement and I was thinking that they would have announced a co and that we could talk about it, but they had announced a jersey change, and
Yeah.
I like them and I don't care. Sorry. So I was hoping for more exciting news than that. But
Yeah, that's what
um,
I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, an announcement. I wonder if they're getting a.
are they getting their oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they picked Hoover's jerseys, which I like overall. I'm not
I like
necessarily
them too.
I'm not
Yep.
necessarily a fan of the dark one they've got with the stripes across the chest. It looks weird to me, kind of. But yeah, no. Overall, Hoover's jerseys that he did for the league were very, very good.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's like
Agreed.
completely off topic now. So let's,
Anyway.
so I guess we're done with those. Yeah, we should be done with the GM changes that I'm aware of. Also, full disclosure, the list of GM changes came from Brum doing his GM thing
Survey.
because we didn't know if there was like a consolidated list anywhere else, so we just used his. So we may have
Thank
missed some,
you.
or yeah. Thank you for that resource of listing all the GM changes recently, because I did not want to have to go through digging through stuff. Also, we didn't prepare as much for this particular podcast as we have for the past few. So
We're
let's
winging it, guys.
yeah,
Time to make it official.
this one's a little loose. So let's go to IIHF. Then we can talk about. We're not going to talk about the whole medal round because honestly, I didn't pay attention. My bad. And I don't really want to talk about all those games. I'd rather just talk about who has won what. So we'll talk about kind of the two medal games. We're not going to talk about the thing with the lines because I don't really want to. I don't know the situation. I don't know what happened. I actually didn't even know about it until you mentioned it. So
Yeah.
so we're not going to talk about that. So instead, we're just going to. Oh crap! Of course, I closed it. The other thing we just talked about before the podcast. Oh no. Okay. I got it. There we go. Okay, so the bronze medal game was Canada and USA. And I don't think this is well, I guess I would say both teams seem pretty even in terms of like just looking at the rosters. But Canada kind of beat up USA, 1-5-1. So yeah, there you go. I guess maybe difference in goalies, because Schmidt, I guess Storm's goalies like right up there. So maybe it's not that big of a difference. I don't know. At any rate, Canada won the bronze 5-1. Congrats to them. Do you have anything to add?
Canada.
And then we've got the for the gold medal game is happening now. Let's see where it's actually. Do I want to look at it?
Do, but don't spoil me.
Okay. Well, it's Finland and U.S. Not U.S. Yeah, Finland and UK, United Kingdom, for the gold medal. Let's see if it's where we're at. No, it's still ongoing. Oh, there's another one.
I do like I do like the narrative aspect that both cup-winning GMs are now facing off for the gold medal and the silver medal in IIHF.
Who's the who are the? Oh yeah, because
it's Will and Eggy.
Oh, is it okay? Because I
Yeah.
knew. I thought. Okay, I guess I had forgotten that Eggy was. I don't. Anyway, let's. Yeah. I'm really confused right now, and I don't know why. Gold medal game, UK Finland. To me, looking at this, and so the game's not over. I don't even know what the score is because I see 2 goals, but I'm not going to say who for.
I did check once, and Finland was up 1-0.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see
So
a
I'm
score.
hoping the second goal is Finland's, but I'm not feeling optimistic. I don't know why.
But so yeah, this is happening right now. My expectation of this game would be, and would be that Finland would be the better team overall. because they got some really good players in like guys like Issa. They got JY's old Aito Kallio. They've got Dromarutu. They got guys like that. So I mean, they've got some really good players. They've also got a lot of young talent. UK's all right. They've got some good players too. Our own former Kelowna Randy Randleman, and of course Eggy Jasper Clayton. So they got some decent players there too. I think their biggest weakness is going to be goalie though.
Do they?
So
I
I don't know.
actually don't know who they have in goal. Who is it?
Michael McFadden, who's
Oh, rip. Okay.
yeah, not I mean a prospect obviously, but like not to the level of like an Aito at this point. So
Yeah. So they'll probably. I'm thinking they'll probably end up where Finland was a couple seasons ago, where they'll be sort of just shy because goalie.
yeah, so I think it's a decent. I mean, obviously UK got to this point, but then again, IIHF is a little volatile because of the kind of the nature of the small number of games plus single elimination tournament.
Yep.
So it's a little interesting. My expectation is that Finland will win. I'm not gonna. Well, it's not even done yet, so I can't spoil the result. But I'm not gonna spoil anything. That's just my kind of prediction. I don't know. Do you have anything else to add?
Nothing besides go Finland. I'm on Finland for
Yes.
anyone who did not know that, so
Yeah.
I'm really excited about it. But I know most of the Finland roster because it's you mentioned Isa and Rutu, and then they have Kekkonen also is a senior, but then a lot of like my people are filling out the line. We've got Lil with Makinen. We've got me with Tallow. We've got Jay with Lockinen is playing backup to JY. We've got on defense, we've got Ilmari Mata, who I know outside. We've got who else do we have? Somebody also just came. Oh, Bennett Jones, obviously, on the list as well. So yeah, so I know I know most of Finland, and they're all active and updating and good people. So
Yeah. So I guess yeah. I think we're good there. Do we want to talk about anything else there? I don't know. I didn't pay attention as much this. Well, not. I guess I don't pay attention any season, but I paid attention slightly more this season during the non-medal round, simply because I was curious to see if we could in Sweden if we could do well again. But we kind of got crapped on and didn't even make it to the medal round. I think we were one of the worst teams.
That sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a strong interest in it. I was only interested because I was curious if that would continue or what. But
I was actually kind of watching because when Sweden got knocked out, because I was waiting to see. I think last week we had predicted that Sweden would have another really good year, so I checked on some of the initial medal games, and I was like, well, that's out the window.
Yep, it was not good.
So,
it was weird because we played we shut out. We like the first game of the year, second game for us of this little season. We lost to Germany like 5-3 or something like that in the first game, and then a couple of games later we shut them out like 5-0 or something like. And so I don't know what was going on with our team. It wasn't working. But
I wonder if it's related to lines because I know I knew whoever you have. It sounds like whoever you guys have as GM, who's GMing the team, is stepping out.
Yeah. Oh crap. It's Glue. GLU. Good Left Undone. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I couldn't remember what it stood for because I would just call him Glue.
Glue.
Yeah, he stepped down. He hasn't been super active, which I mean, not a big deal. It's just international, so wouldn't hold that against him.
Nope.
So yeah, I guess I'm not sure if I think they're looking for a new head, and then we still got Wiki who is helping with lines as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I haven't been paying attention, but Finland, UK, and there you go. So that's kind of all we had on or in store for kind of planned material. Now we've got questions left. Do you want to get into that, or is there anything else you want to talk about?
I don't think so. I think that's it. I think we kind of touched on a little bit of everything. So, I think at this point, before we have anything new that's league related to talk about, we'll need to get into the season, but and then the other thing is I'm so far removed from juniors at this point, which is bad because I should be paying attention, but I know that the World Juniors is going on and it seems to be or did it finish?
I don't even
It might have
know.
finished.
I don't
See,
actually
that's the thing.
know
I don't know. I didn't pay attention to it because I'm not in juniors.
Yeah, I didn't. I saw that
So
it was happening, but I don't really know what is happening with it or who's. I don't know anything about it. Um, so
I think
yeah,
it's an awesome concept, though. Like, I'm really excited. And then I don't know if you saw some of IO Beast, one of the new rookies, um, went in and did the logos for the new World Juniors teams. It sounds like everybody sort of submitted their logos and sort of mock-ups and stuff, and then he made them all into locker room banners that matched as closely as they could to the original locker room banners. So I'm really excited about that, not because I am invested in World Juniors. I have some people who are really getting into it and getting to meet some new people in the locker rooms, just rookie-wise. So I'm really excited for them that they have something. But I am so excited because I asked and IOBs went through and updated all of the locker room banners for IIHF to match
yes,
the new format. I'm so happy. My soul is happy. They match.
yeah, and they're
So
really nice too.
like perfect matches, but they're beautiful. I'm really, really happy.
Yeah,
So
they're very good.
thanks,
Yeah,
IOBs.
I
Thanks
didn't actually.
for Clardy for complaining about it on my behalf.
I didn't actually
So
know that he
yes,
had done that until I saw the change to the Sweden banner. I was like, oh, that's
that
fantastic.
happened. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
they're really
so
nice.
happy. They look really, really good. I almost like this is so extra, but I almost want to ask if it'll make the others like closer match. So, but that's totally unnecessary. Please don't do that. Like, don't actually do that. That's embarrassing. Um, I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, so I
Yeah.
wanted to give a quick shout out to him to say thank you for something that I like ranted about on my podcast, and then it got fixed the next week, and you will never see that again in the SHL. I guarantee you. So thank you for the quick turnaround. Thanks for being an awesome rookie. So I hope we take you in Kelowna, but who knows? We'll see.
Yeah. So let's get some questions then. Questions. We got Twils from last week, which we didn't get to, which we'll have to modify slightly because they're old and they don't really make a whole lot of sense necessarily. Mostly the draft question because the draft is over, so we can't talk about how we will be doing in the upcoming draft because the draft is no longer upcoming. It's done. So let's start with his first question, which is, what are you expecting for your team going into next season?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm expecting good things. We have a sort of new thick roster, which is nice. I'm a little bit worried because we have so many centers, and we have new call-ups this season. We have Bilbo, who will be joining us with Dieter Dominique from Kelowna, and we have Lizzie, who was previously PGF, then went and won the cup with Halifax, and she will be coming up with Casper Jacobson, and so I think we're going to have another situation where the line chemistry will have been shaken up again. So I think we're going to see a situation like we did last year, where we have a lot of line shakeup at the beginning of the season because we're trying to figure out where the best possible chemistry matches for the going into playoffs. So I see no reason why we shouldn't make playoffs a second time. I don't think any other teams have had big enough moves that it'll make a material difference. I think that Manhattan is, if they can keep everybody who they drafted active, I think Manhattan could be more dangerous this season. And West Kendall, of course, always puts up a good team, and I think they'll definitely be a threat, and they'll be hungry after having been so close but not made it past us this season. So I'm excited. I think it's going to be a really good season. And we talked about this in some earlier podcasts, but I think even after having won the cup, I don't think this was necessarily New England's prime. I think we're all going to get older, better, faster, stronger, and keep our people active. And we've got hopefully keep our people coming up active. So we're backfilling retirees with players who aren't getting hit so hard by regression, and we're filling our holes on the back end. But I think should we sort of keep the team on the level and keep everyone active and updating, which we're soft pack, of course we will. I think it's going to be a really, really good next couple of seasons. I think we could see something like I'm hoping we could see something a little bit like Edmonton and Calgary, where you sort of come up and have them be a very dangerous playoff contender.
Yeah, I think I agree with everything you said there. The issue of centers is a little bit of a weird one because, like Dominique Bilbo's player is not technically a center. Like primary position is as a wing. But
she has points in faceoffs because she's been playing there.
But not that many. Faceoff is only at 60, so it's not that bad. That's only 20 points? Yeah, 20 points. So 20 TP. That's almost nothing, really.
I think it's 30 because I think the base number is 40.
Oh, is it? Yeah, you're right. It's 40. So yeah, that's 30. No. What? 60. No, that's 20. What? 40 to 60, 20. Yeah. You're confusing me.
No. Okay, you're right. Sorry.
So confused. Okay.
Wait, I thought no. Sorry.
Yeah. So I think that's totally fine. And actually we had talked about this in the Discord a little bit. Tanner had said it's really nice having wings who have at least a little bit in face-off because it gives you just that much more of an advantage.
You have an ejection.
Yeah, when you get So I think that's fine. I think her player will play just fine on the wing. With about a 550 TP plus whatever is in this current update because we haven't been updated in a while because we don't have an updater officially yet. I don't even know if we've got somebody assigned to us yet.
Yeah, that's that has not happened yet.
Yeah, so.
And I know why that hasn't happened yet, but I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about it. So.
Yeah, we're
anyway.
Not. So yeah, we've got the center issue, which is not. It's okay. So we've got myself. Obviously, the name Nathan Russell. Jesus, couldn't remember for some reason. Who's not technically a center, but because PB has so much TPE, plays center. And then you and Casper Jacobson coming up would be the centers on the roster.
And Lil with Maka is also a center.
Yeah, but she'll be playing on the wing, I'm sure, because her player is officially a wing, and I guess her faceoffs are pretty high. I was 84, but that's not high enough to where I don't think you could put her ahead of me at the second line center. But it's quite decent. Although it is a pretty decent and very good investment of TPE into a wing faceoffs on a wing, which is a little unfortunate, but it's kind of the nature of the situation we were in. New England was in a season or two ago.
Yeah.
So, but now we have an abundance of people who can take faceoffs, which is nice. And really, we could have one on all four lines, an active centerman on all four lines.
Yeah, that is really nice.
Is good. I don't know if that's. I'd have to look more closely to see how many active players we have. If we probably could run 4 lines of players, a few inactives here and there.
I think that's what we're gonna do. I'm pretty sure that's what we're gonna do for forward.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cheryl is still
forward, not for defense.
I think there's 3 pairings, or are there 4? Man,
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. Let me look really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4. Yeah. For some reason, I thought there was only. So yeah, I don't think we don't have the defensive depth to do that, though. I don't think.
Not yet. No.
Not yet.
And that's why I also think that we're still a couple of seasons out from full glory, because I think we are going to end up pulling some of our new defensive kids up.
Yeah.
Um,
Some of our older players who had been taking minutes are going to start regressing, I think. I mean, Reed has been regressing, so he's going to take a substantial hit.
I think Reed may also be getting cut this season.
Really? I
Yeah,
don't know.
because I think Eddie was saying something about
No,
that because
I'm pretty sure we
did
just
we?
re-signed him. Yeah.
Was it? Maybe it was Cheryl I was thinking of.
Cheryl's a possibility, but no, I think less of it. See, Cheryl, I feel
We
like
were
is
cutting because I thought we were keeping. I don't actually remember, but
Cheryl's like
maybe I'm
1,000
looking at it
TPE junior,
backwards. But
and, although regressing, so
um,
he's probably going to hit closer to like 950 or closer to 1,000. I
yeah,
don't
I
know.
think one of the two of them is getting cut this year.
Hmm.
Because we have call ups. So, and I think because Eggy had been talking about that a little bit, we were hoping that Hohenberg would be a little further along so she could replace somebody on defense, but she
Well,
hasn't. I don't think she really took to the league. I don't think she's stuck with it.
yeah,
She's done some like updating really kindly when we've asked her to, but I don't think it's her thing.
yeah, that's too bad. But what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Some people just aren't into
So,
it.
yep.
Uh,
Um,
but we've
yeah,
got
she gave
guys
it
like
an honest. So,
yeah. So we got let's see, Charlie Winchester, who's regressing this season, only 492 TPE defense. Um, that's our. We don't have that many people regressing this season, which is quite nice. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. Anyway, so yeah, no, I expect us to, once we find our chemistry this season, like it took us a while last season. Once we find it again this season, I expect we should be really good. Again, we do have a really good roster. I'm gonna hit about 1,300 TPE probably around the time the season starts. I've also changed up my weakness, which frees up about 120 TPE, so I won't be like a 900 TPE player in a 1,200 TPE player's body.
woohoo!
Really nice. 900, that's an exaggeration, but so yeah, my performance should increase substantially. So I think we're going to be in a really good spot. And we haven't lost anybody either, which is really good. It's just a matter of whether, how long it takes us to find our chemistry, like last season. And as long as we find it in enough time to where we can make the playoffs, I think we're good. I think expectations last season were not that high, and this season I think they are fairly high, because of how last season turned out and how we know what we're capable of. So, yeah, I expect it to be a good season. I think it will be once we figure our lines out. I'm excited. I think it'll be good.
Me too. Yeah, I think I'm only a little apprehensive that I think that previously New England had been kind of a team that was easy to overlook. Um, I mean, it seemed like from the league perspective, we came out of nowhere because we just squeaked into the playoffs and then made it all the way to the cup. Um, and then that sort of forced people to actually take a look at our roster and our lines and what we had available and say, okay, wait a minute, these guys are actually like a good team. They've built a team here. So I'm a little nervous that some people in like across the league will start taking us more seriously and the GMs will be more careful to do um, sort of the right heads up line changes and that sort of thing to go into the regular season. Um, that's my only loose worry. But
Maybe.
I think overall, it's always tough to repeat. Um, and so I can't like say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get there, repeat," because I just don't think it'll happen.
No,
Um,
there's
I would love it so much, but I don't see that happening again.
And we're not like a dominant team that's in that position to kind of make that claim. And even if we were, I still wouldn't, because that's an impossible prediction to make, really.
Yeah, it's too out there.
Like the best team in the league, Calgary, didn't even make the conference finals. So, or they did make the conference finals, rather. I'm sorry, but they didn't make it to the finals, rather. Sorry, Edmonton beat them. So I mean, yeah, if anybody would be able to make that kind of prediction, it'd be them, and even they didn't make it to the finals. So I'm not going to make that kind of claim ever.
Nope. Nope. Bad juju is what that is.
Nope. Yeah, exactly. It's just like setting yourself up for disappointment. It's not good.
Yeah. So do I think we're going to make the playoffs? Yes. Do I think we're going to go take it all the way? Probably not.
Yeah, it's too. I mean, there's too much hockey to be played between now and then to make any kind of prediction. Like, I have no idea. We should be good, but whether or not it all works out and we get our chemistry going and things working, who knows? I think we're going to have to make the playoffs, yep. But it's about as much as I'm willing to say. So,
yep.
So I think that probably covers our expectations for this season. Yeah. What about let's talk about the draft then. We're not going to talk about the whole draft because that's way too many people, and I know like 8 of them, maybe. That's generous. I don't even know 8. That's probably like 5.
I was going to say, I think 8 is probably the number I know.
Yeah, I know the Kelowna players, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So let's instead, well, not instead. This is the question. The question from last week was, how do you think New will do in the upcoming draft? And the upcoming draft is over, so we're going to say how we think we did, which is, I guess, pretty well. I don't know these players well enough to say for sure. We went 3 defense, and we actually moved a lot of picks. We got rid of a lot of picks because we don't really have the roster space. But we did need to stock up on some defensive prospects because we don't really have any. Do we have any other than the ones we just got? I don't think we do.
Hohenberg is the only one, and she's inactive.
Yeah. Okay.
And was there another one?
I don't even know.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think because we had, lots of forward prospects. And,
yeah.
Defense. So let's pull up the ones that we have here. So we got the prospect section, which will be changing. Is Granlund's not coming up, is he? No.
Not yet.
Okay. But is Forbrook or no?
I
don't think so either. I don't know.
I actually she might be. I can't remember.
Okay, well, at any rate, the one. Well, we have the ones in our roster. I think our roster section so far, but in our prospect section, we've got Forbrook, Hohenberg, Granlund, Starosta. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right.
She's new. Yep.
Yes.
She's new.
Yeah. Ryan Voss, who was Klessler, and then Toivo Kosonen, or Toivo username. And I don't really know. I guess I could claim to know Rhea a little bit because she was a knight, but she wasn't very talkative, so I don't know.
No, she's very shy.
And the other 2 I don't know at all.
She was not very active there for a period too. She's just sort of like just now getting back into it.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that we were able to get all of the prospects that we had eyes on. And we're able to make some really good moves for future picks, which I think the current strategy right now is to stockpile as many future picks as we can while our team is so active, so that when we are in a position where our players are regressing and some of us are getting ready to retire, we have the pick availability to be able to do a cyclical rebuild that's sort of not as painful as the previous one was. So I think, it's one of those things. It's like, okay, how do good teams stay good? good teams stay good by making good future considerations. And so in the SHL case, staying good requires your players to stay active, because then you have the option to do things like move your picks further in the future instead of using them. I think we did tremendously well. I'm really happy with the people that Eggy and Lil ended up deciding to aim for. Klessler has been the most active locker room presence so far, and it sounds like he was that guy in the militia locker room as well. So I'm really happy that he seems to be sort of coming in and fitting in right away. And then Toivo has not been around as much, but I'm glad that we got him. I think if he is able to come back and stay active, he could be really good. And Rhea, of course, I know from outside, so I'm really excited that we were able to pick her up too. So yeah. So I'm thrilled with how it turned out. I think it was really, really good.
I was just looking at their player pages too, and see, Kosonen is offensive defenseman, scoring, defense, passing, checking weakness. Ryan Voss is two-way defenseman, defense, skating, puck handling, which I like. I like that combination, and checking weak. And then Adriana Starosta, if I can bring it back, scoring, skating, defense, and strength, weakness. So, two offensive, one two-way. The two-way being Klessler, and yeah, like you said, super active, super vocal in the Discord. So yeah, I think we did pretty well. I haven't really seen much of Toivo, I don't think, in the Discord. I know he's been in there, but I haven't seen a lot of him.
Yeah, he's been in. I think he's had a busy week/weekend. So
yeah, is he the one that's on the weird time zone? Or weird time zone, but on the different time zone than everybody? Or
no, that's Kless.
Okay.
Toivo is East Coast, like the rest of us, I think.
Oh, okay.
So I think he tried to talk everyone into believing that he was actually finished, and he's not. He's not finished.
Okay.
It was funny that he did that, though.
I think we did well. I'm not super knowledgeable about these players, but we got what we needed to, which was defense, and looks like we got some good active players. If we got who we were targeting, I'm happy with that then.
Oh yeah. If I had one regret, it would just be that we couldn't take some more offensive players. I really, really liked some of the rookies this draft class, and not to say I didn't from previous. Of course, I'm thrilled with the lineup we have now, but some of I'm really gonna miss playing on the same team with, or at least rooting on the same team for Kelowna. I really like the Knights rookies, and I'm very sad that minus Rhea, we couldn't take them. So basically, we weren't able to pick up any of the active Knights rookies. I'm really disappointed about that, even though I think they're going to great places. I know I think that Tweedle has an opportunity to maybe step into some leadership in Portland. I think Zune has with Alex Light is going to go to a really good place in West Kendall. Twils went to Seattle, which is traditionally a really, really nice team. So I'm happy for them that everything kind of worked out, but I'm really disappointed that we couldn't take any of them, because I would have loved to have stayed with them.
Yeah. That's. I think my only regret was that we went 3 defense. I would have liked to have seen us take 1 forward, just to have that kind of just in case. If we needed defense, yes, but I don't know if 3 was the best. It's good, but it's. I would have liked to have another option in there. But yeah, I mean,
especially if it's somebody that we know is reliably active too.
Right, and the thing with the third defense pick is with Rhea, it was a great spot to take her, given activity levels and just kind of draft position. It was just I don't think they thought they could pass it up, which is why they traded so many picks for that 1 pick. Also, we didn't have the space for more picks anyway, so
yeah.
I think that worked out well. So in the end, yeah, good. Happy with it. Let's knock the rest of these questions out because I think we're getting pretty close to the end here.
Yeah, sounds good.
So Twil's third question is waffles or pancakes?
Waffles.
Yeah, waffles. I don't really eat either that much, but I would definitely go waffles over pancakes.
Waffles. Waffles are way more versatile.
I don't really eat either, like, ever. So
I love waffles. I don't eat them that much either, just because they're kind of fussy. But and I have to like make them myself because I can't do anything pre-made or whatever. But yeah, I love waffles. So
okay, so that was easy. Should the SMJHL have a Rookie of the Year award?
yes.
I don't. You think so? I'm a little torn, I guess. It's a weird award to have in the SMJHL, I think, a little bit. Just because it's like, I don't know, it just feels weird to have a Rookie of the Year award in there, to me.
They're all Rookies of the Year if you get an award. Yeah, I disagree just because I think there have been some standout rookies who haven't really gotten that. But on the other hand, I think that they do have a like juniors MVP. Yeah, because Raven won it the one year. So yeah, so they do have a juniors MVP award. So in that sense, that's kind of rookie of the year. I think the reason they don't have a rookie of the year right now is because and this was one of the things that is sort of one of the personality quirks of the league, I think. Not a lot of people place emphasis on true rookies. And I think you'd end up handing the award fairly frequently to a recreate. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but unless you have a rookie who comes in right away with friends and gets build advice, usually your like true rookie season is the one where you make build mistakes for most people. So, and that's the one where you don't get a lot of build strategy advice yet either. If your juniors GMs are doing their job, you should be. I think personally, but some people prefer to sort of save the trade secrets and then just help them with the basics. So it depends, but I don't know. I would love to see one just because I think if they made it an award for that was like true rookies only, like your very first season in the league, then it's something where you reward new players for that activity, and that's something I think would be special and memorable for them in a way that they like it puts them in the way of an award, which I think is kind of cool. But if it's a rookie, like if it's done with all first season players, so recreates are included, then I'm a little less warm on it just because I think there are enough awards like MVP and stuff where if you stay good, you can be eligible for it. And it's sort of juniors is also sort of at the mercy of call-ups in that sense too. So, I mean, I don't know. I'd like to see it. There's no it's not like we're paying to have a trophy made or anything. Like it's something we could do.
I'd be interested
So
to know
yeah,
why.
I think I would like to see it.
Yeah, I'd like to know why there isn't one to begin with. Just because like it seems like kind of an obvious award to have, but to me it just feels like an odd award in the juniors. And I guess I wouldn't be opposed. It just feels weird to me. And yeah, I'd like to know why there isn't one now. If there's a good reason for that, I'd like to hear it because I can't really think of a good reason not to have one. It just seems weird. So I don't really have an opinion on it, I guess. Just so yeah, there's your answer, Twils. Sorry. I know you want to win it, but you can't. So his last question
I think it
is...
was Boom who brought it up actually.
Yeah, Boom's
Was it? Maybe it was Twils. I can't remember.
No, yeah, it was. I'm pretty sure it was Boom in like a general discussion, or maybe it was a suggestion thread or something. I forget, but yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I think it was a suggestion.
But I mean, those would
I
be
don't
the
think
two
it's
guys.
necessarily a bad suggestion.
No,
I just don't feel strongly enough to say like, oh my god, we have to have this now.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think I'd want to know why it's not one already, and then, or if anybody has any good reasons for it not to be a thing. I just don't feel super strongly about it either way. So yeah, let's do his last question and then let's get out of here.
Okay.
Last question is, how did it feel to win the Challenge Cup, I guess is what it means. Champions Cup, I guess, is not technically incorrect, just not what it's called. But it is the Champions Cup. I mean, it felt great. I'm not the kind of person that gets super excited about this kind of stuff, but it was awesome. It was great to win it with this awesome group of people. I'm really happy that all of them were able to experience it. Obviously I'm happy for myself to have won it too, but it's more, to me, it's more about winning it as a team and how, winning it for the team, because I like this group of people so much. I want them to experience that kind of success. And so, yeah, I was very happy.
Yeah, I am really sappy and still excited, so I'm like choking up over here. But I'm really, really happy. It feels great. It's wonderful. And it's also fun because having that cup under, like, on the sidebar, just, I don't know, it makes you feel kind of like elite. Like, yeah, I did this. So, and after, like, I think before this season, I still felt really green in the league overall. Whereas now I think I'm a member, like, if people don't maybe know me, haven't interacted with me, they at least know of me. Like, they could point me out of a lineup. So yeah, so I'm really, really happy. I think that, like Rich said, it was I couldn't have thought of a better group of people to win it with, and um, I'm really, really thrilled, and I want to see us continue. To be honest, I don't see why there's any reason we couldn't have more success down the road. Um, again, like I said, I'd love to see us pull a Calgary, where if we can't do a direct repeat, we get the one the following season. Um, and I think that with Tanner hanging in there at least another couple of seasons, I think we could see it. So I'm really happy, optimistic, excited, proud, all those things. I'm really, really glad.
Yeah. So that's the last question. That's kind of the last of the things we had talking about in this podcast. So I guess we can wrap it up. Do you have any final thoughts, any last words before we shut it down?
Nope, let's end it on a high note, I say.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for listening, Clardy, and anybody else. Yeah, we'll catch you next week. Hopefully we've got preseason, at least maybe the index up. We could use some more stuff to talk about. Also, maybe we'll prepare a little more next time, because
Please ask us questions.
Yeah, I should have done a little bit more in terms of like gathering topics this season or this week, but I did not. And so we didn't have a whole lot, but fortunately we had Twils questions. But yeah, hopefully we've got some preseason, or at least it's on the horizon. And so we'll have some interesting stuff to talk about maybe. I don't know. Anyway, we'll catch you next week. Thanks for listening. We love you.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.